Perfect. Hi, myself Tushar, and let's get straight into the demonstration. We'll firstly quickly go over what is OAuth and how does the OAuth flow look like, and then we'll move on to implementation of what I have implemented so far. So for OAuth, there are like 2-3 steps. One is to establish a connection between a client to the server side, so that there is a unique, let's say, token to exchange the data, or like have a key to basically giving access to the client. So for that, let's say in this use case, Bob is trying to access his account. So for that, he or she Bob makes a request to the API endpoints that is there for OAuth authentications. Let us say, like for us, for Airtable, the authorization URL is this, which gives you the auth token. So yeah, for example, moving ahead, then after the authentication has been done, there's you get a authentication code from the server side. This authentication is further used to like a password for the server side, so you don't have to type in your username and password like you do on logging into different clients. You simply use this auth token to get access or get into the server as a developer or from the developer end. So at this point here, this server side is what the authentication is here, let's say for Airtable, where we kind of allocate the scopes or the permissions required for the integrations. So if I uncheck all these boxes, I might have just read only or whatever access that I give to. So even if you have access token, you still need to have a server side scopes permission to get all the necessary uh, uh, checks to perform actions irrespective of if you have a access token or not. So yeah, that is the flow of how OAuth token or authentication works. Let's quickly start with how I have implemented the notions, and let's test it. The notions OAuth. So yeah, thankfully Notion and Airtable and HubSpot, all three does support the localhost being redirect a URL. Where in case of Google earlier, when I was using a web client, they wanted a public URL, public redirect URL. So that was the issue that I was getting earlier. And yeah, you see the data of both the two pages of this integration items model type. I think it would be better if we have a good models for all the three integrations, so that we like it's generalized for now, so that is why we have a few of the things or data points or null. But yeah, anyways, I just wanted to check how the integrations work, so I think it's fine. For Airtable, similar to as I said, we create a client ID, client secret, and then we use it to connect it to Airtable. I think I don't have anything on Airtable right now, so I just created sessions. So I think that is why the data, the retrieval is empty. Let's move on to HubSpot, where I have on the CRM I have added my Gmail's record, so it have all the contacts or email from that specific email ID, and when I simply give access to my account or the application, the authentication is being done, and when you load HubSpot, you get the data of the email IDs that I have, with ID being like whatever metadata that they have, and things like name of that URI or URL or the email, and then things like yeah, these are the retrieved metadata that we have. Now coming back to codebase and sharing how this is achieved, let's go back to the main.py and see if this is so yeah, this is the flow of how we are achieving the authentication. The first is authorization, where we kind of get the auth token. Then we use this redirect URL to check if this auth access token is able to get through the server. Then credentials is where the finally we get to see that the integration has been done, and you have the access to make actions based on whatever the endpoints of that headers is. So the last load is where you have passed all the three checkpoints or the flow of OAuth, and then you can establish or perform tasks. So yeah, that's been it. Other than that, we were already provided with the code base, and this is the redirect URI that we have for HubSpot, and this is just the client side authentication window that you get, and this is the backend where the actual tokens exchange and you get so yeah, this is the place where you get the token back, and then you make a request with this authorization code and client ID and secret, and then you get request a successful request, and for that you establish a connection, and then it's time you can do whatever integrations, like whatever permissions that you have to take or get the data from the server side with whatever specific methods that they have. Let's say this is the endpoint to get contacts from that, and then from the HubSpot client, this is for the companies, this is to get the deals, and similar, so on and so forth. They have like hundreds of API endpoints that we can use. So yeah, more or less what I learned is how authentication flow works, which I knew earlier. Something that I learned new is local host. The local host URI, redirect URI works for development side. I think in Gmail I was working on web client. That is why web client specifically needed public URL, redirect URL, and other than that, I used Redis. Although there is no much role of Redis, we are not doing any persistent session management or anything. It's just to store the key value of whatever the JSON schema of authentication that we're using. So it's like it has a 10-minute window, and the session expires or it refreshes. So we're not managing the state but we can always store the refresh tokens. So that is, I think, why it's like having a full-fledged application with basic integrations that we can scale anytime in future. So yeah, that's been me. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity for this assignment. Yeah, thanks.